fought Strange yet, has he?
I'm going to start this. Do we know what week it is?
The 12th, I believe. I just don't know what Comicast it was.
55.
Jeez, man. Flying by.
Ready?
It was the 12th.
Go for it.
TMT the show, wrong. TM the show presents Comicast 255 with your host
Pablo Gunner?
and JD. How's it going, guys? And we are here to talk about comics, specifically the comics for the week of the 12th of October now?
Yes.
Jeez. So, yes, spoiler warning for everything that we cover here because we will cover it, and we do have a grading scale of buy, skim, and pass, with variations on buy and skim, strong buy, weak buy, strong skim, weak skim, and our comic book of the week, or our best book of the week, is called
Bebow?
our back and bag of the week. So, yeah, we are going to talk about some comics here. And first off, Pablo here's got the indie comics to knock us off for the week.
I do. Don't forget, we have a ringtone.
Oh yeah.
For when we're supposed to wrap it up. A minute? It's 1 minute for it's just one of us.
Yeah,
so,
2 minutes for two.
So it'll be me, and I got an onslaught of books. But here's the tone. If you know it, then tell me what it is.
Where it's from.
What it's from. Be very specific as possible. And I will hook you up with a free digital comic if you know what it is.
Dude, we got to get together and talk some Dragon Ball soon, man.
Oh, we do. I need to catch up actually, though.
Dude.
I haven't been.
But enough about Dragon Ball. We're here to talk about comics.
We are here to talk about comics. I'm gonna get started with some Reborn. Number 1. It's by Image. $3.99. Mark Millar is the writer. Greg Capullo. As the penciler, then Jonathan Glapion as the inker, and then Efsio Plasencia as colorist. I mean, if you've seen, the Rob Schneider, Scott Schneider, and Capullo run on Batman, you know his art. But I feel like this is, man, he turned it up, man. Like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, fantastic. Okay, so what we have here is we have this weird battle going on. With like crazy monsters and creatures and stuff like that, and then it goes to this old lady's story, and she's like, this is when I did this, this is, when I did that, and when I met my husband, when we had our first daughter, and she's like, now I'm old and I'm afraid to die, I don't believe in this or that, and it's wonderful. This one lady says something that's just fantastic. I want to carry it with me forever because it's just such a great quote. Just talking about how essentially every person in your life, every choice that they make or thing that they say or don't say alters your life,
We are just but ripples from the pebbles in the lake of life.
Why is this weirding? What the crap?
Is your device being...
It won't stop because I got the new update and... It's different, and I hate change. But anyways, so she passes away, and it gets back to that crazy futuristic stuff. She's like in a young body, and her dad's there, and they're fighting this crazy war against creatures and monsters. And essentially, they're like, well, when you die, you don't go to heaven or hell. You go to this place, and
you're reborn.
Reborn into this war that rages on, and you be good or bad or whatever, Interesting stuff, cool, and it actually inspired me to write my own story.
Oh, you got a short story?
Different, because it was like, oh, so good that I was like, oh, cool, so I started writing my own thing. But it's more like of a love story that's kind of, I don't know, have you seen the Robin Williams, What Dreams May Come?
I've heard the movie. I believe I've seen it once, but it's not like pulling up in my head.
Really good. It's about like his wife. She commits suicide, and he has to. I think he commits suicides, or he dies, and then he goes to find her, and has to bring her back. And then they decide to like go, okay, you know what? Let's redo this. Kind of like be reborn, so that we can meet each other again and try to get things
Capture
right.
that spark.
And so that's my ideas. The trying to get things right.
Kind
Or
of like
whatever.
the spotless minds thing. So
Um,
what's your rating?
but anyways, that has nothing to do with this. But this was very inspiring and so well done and looked amazing and was so great, really interesting. I give it a strong buy and a contender, man. I mean, it was a great number one, sucked me in, told a lot of story within short pages, and then got me hooked for a new story type of thing. So awesome, fantastic, love it. Like I said, boom.
Next for the list.
Next, I'm putting you in charge of the timer because
Yeah, I got you,
you are
bud.
now responsible for it. So, anyways, this book is called The Black Monday Murders. It is also Image Comics. It is $4.99. It's Jonathan Hickman or words by Jonathan Hickman, art by Tom Cocker, colors by Michael Garland. And I've been reading this book, and it's been really interesting. In fact, I'm tempted to review it because I think the first issue is the only one that I was behind on, but I've read the other two. I read the previous one. I forgot, because me and my wife, we both read comics, so I think I gave it to her, and I was like, oh crap, I was supposed to review that on Comicast, didn't. But it's really interesting because it's like this crazy conspiracy theory that like the stock market and just like money and banking system and all that is rigged, and like that there are these select people that run it, and it's like kind of like a family thing where they die, it passes on like certain, and people go into certain roles and stuff like that, and
Sounds like American history to me.
they'll kill people, they kill each other too so that they can get into certain slots, and there's this detective, and he has like an insight, and they're like he just it's really interesting. So you figured it out.
Well,
Okay.
I kind of work with Apple products all day.
Okay, cool. So this is one of the dudes. He's pretty much, I don't know if he's getting framed or I think he legitimately killed this person, but like there's these symbols and it's connected. I don't know if it's connected to like also like alien stuff, or religion.
What's with the redacted images in the book? I mean, they look like a big portion of it that was, kind of blacked out like a redaction.
Yeah, they have like little scripts in there and stuff, and some of it's blacked out. And like you think that you're like, oh my god, I don't want it, and then it just turns out to be so good. Like this is one of those books where I'm like, oh, I don't feel like reading this. There's too many words. But once you get into it, you're like, can't stop reading it. So for good, I love it. It's so great. It's dark. It's messed up. It is insane, man, and it's brilliant. I mean, it's Hickman. If you know Hickman,
That's Hickman's Hickman.
This guy is just madly genius, and I love it.
The man with the golden tongue.
So
is that how that works?
Strong buy, also contender, has been since the beginning. That's it.
Man, maybe I should start picking up some indies.
Murder, She Wrote, literally and figuratively. Now on to Mark Millar's and Frank Quietly's Jupiter's Legacy, but this is 2, and it's issue 4, also by Image, $3.99. Yeah. So, Sonny Go does colors. And so there's the son and this old man, and they're talking about stuff, and then another son and old man, but it's the good ones, and then they have this ship, this giant ship, and it is invisible. It's this giant ship that's invisible, but then the bad guys attack it, and man, it just gets so intense so quick with like these both of the like the like the villains and the heroes of these two sons, the sons and fathers, and they're facing off against each other, and it's crazy. And I'm just like, oh my god, I did not see that like coming. And it's crazy because I honestly don't believe it, because I'm just like, no, how could it go out? Like, how could it happen that way? Like, nah, it's just, it's one of those things where it's like, I didn't see it coming, but it's not what I wanted to happen, so it's upsetting on different levels. And it looks amazing the whole way through. I mean, it's Frank Quietly doing the art. I mean, you can't. It's hard to contest with, right? Um, Crap, dude. It's another strong buying contender.
Oh man, totally got to get some indie comics going on.
Woo! I'm gonna keep it going, man, with some Image, and yeah,
Monstrous.
it's Monstrous number 7. It's been a while since they put one out, and so this one is $3.99. Marjorie Liu is the writer, and then we have Sana Takeda as the artist. Oh my god, this art is just mind blowing. It's great because they actually have a recap page, which they don't usually do, but they did for this since it's been a while. And so it gave me a better understanding of what's been going on. And, anyways, this girl, she has like this beast inside of her that has hunger. And so they tell the story of like, oh, someone's been killing the sheep, and stuff. And then like she's looking for some secret thing in like her mom's old house. She's returned and stuff, and there's also this other thing. There's these cats that can talk and stuff, and then they also have these like tigers that are like humanoid. They look so cool, and one of them's a pirate that knew her mother, and she's like, I'm gonna give you a full crew, a ship, everything. They're gonna help you with this journey,
so you can find One Piece.
Yeah, so you're gonna find out what's going on, like with this monster that's inside you, with this thing that your mom was looking for, like this goddess. And man, there's just so much in this. There's so much history. There's so much here. And then at the end, you have this cat, Professor Tam Tam, that gives you more insight. It is essentially just exposition type stuff.
So breaking the fourth wall.
Kind of, but the cat is telling the other cats, so it's not necessarily, but it is to you, though, as well. Superb. It's another strong buy and another contender. The art is just, it looks so good. Even, like, when it's, like, dark and gross and terrifying, you're just like, oh my god, like, this is just so amazing for my eye holes. Oh, God, it's so good, so interesting. I would say though that it might be better in trade just because I think
you
it might
want more
flow
story.
Better. Yeah, exactly.
You're always wanting more,
especially since there's been a break. But like I said, still phenomenal. In issues.
And now we have Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles.
Yes, number 63. It's $3.99. This one's IDW. Kevin Eastman, Bobby Curnow, Tom Waltz on story. Then script is Tom Waltz. Art Dave Wachter. Colors Ronta Pattison. And okay, so we have the Foot and the Turtles and everything, and they're planning to attack this new faction, the Phantoms. And then you also see like they try to recruit Harold, who was their buddy, who was helping them make tech and stuff like that, who made like the robot, the turtle robot, as well as like this suit that that this one girl has. And so yeah, it's really interesting, and it's cool because Harold is smart, and he protects himself. So he ends up,
He's got countermeasures.
Yes, and it's crazy because the turtles end up talking to Splinter, and they're like, or Leo does, because he has concerns about this too, not just Mikey. Now it's all the turtles are concerned.
It's a whole family thing.
Yes, and they're like, so he's like, what's going on? So I don't know if Splinter is like, he's become a master manipulator or just a master like planner. I don't, or both. I'm not sure. Like, it's one of these things that like I'm so conflicted about Splinter right now. It's like, is he going down a dark path, or is he? Because he was like, he tried to explain it as, well, I did put the seeds, but I didn't plan for this to happen this way. Like, I was hoping that we would be able to stop this before it happened. Like, I didn't expect it to happen this soon. So, like I said, I don't know if that's him being honest or if he's just manipulating Leo at this point.
He's a rat. That's all I gotta say. He's a rat.
But at the same time, like the cliffhanger is awesome and it's so cool because we have this other thing coming into play from a couple issues ago with Casey Jones and the Purple Dragons. I think I said like Blue Dragons
Yeah, I think it was Blue
last
Dragons,
time.
yeah.
I said Blue Dragons.
I was like, what?
I
don't even watch Turtles that much
like
anymore. But.
I'm waiting for somebody because I mess up a lot on this podcast.
Hey, you!
And
You're screwed up!
Yeah, and I'm waiting for people to call me out on it because I listen to it and I'm like, this idiot can't even get stuff right. You know
your stuff. You know what I mean? You're talking about comics with me.
Exactly. So I'm like, I myself am calling out myself in my own,
I'm guilty as charged, man. Guilty as charged.
Yeah. So, do I need to say it?
It's a contender. It's probably
Strong
the back
guy,
and bag of the week.
Contender.
Yeah.
You know.
You might as well just say it now. It is every time, man. Every time.
Oh, we're not done yet, man. All right, you ready for some
mainstream
Marvel?
going on now?
Some mainstream. We got some Marvel. It's Thunderbolts numero 6, number 6. It's Jim Sub as the writer. Different artist though. It's Sean Izaakse, and then color artist Matt Yackey. So that's the same. And I was I was kind of disappointed because I was like, oh, it's gonna pick up exactly where it left off with Buggy being captured, right? No, it's the crew, and they're like, oh, we gotta go on a food run / beer run because we're all out of food and beer. And so it turns into this plan of where is it Songbird or is it, no, it's Moonstone and this other dude, they're like, oh, we're going to manipulate Kobik so that she does stuff for us, you know?
Yeah, because she's the cosmic cube.
We're going to turn her back into a cosmic cube so that we can control her. And so while they're like, oh, we're going to send the other guys away, so they can go get supplies. And so they think they have their bases covered because they're like, oh, well, we have this cloaking stuff so that they're not going to, be able to pick you up. But then something
happens. Is that Mach 5 or is that Mach 6? Yes, the Beetle.
It's Mach something. Yeah, but
I really lost count.
I feel like they should put that at the beginning, like this roster. But anyways, but yeah, and so something happens where the tech goes away because Kobik ends up making him go away, the guy who's tech. So then they're uncloaked, and then they're like, oh, we found him and stuff, and they get back, and they're like, she brought him back, so then the cloaking came back, so they lost track of him. But when they get back, they're like, oh, something's going on with Bucky. So next issue, which this was a great break from all the fighting. It was nice. It was really interesting. It was fantastic. I was thinking about dropping this, but I was like, it was a great, nice little
interval.
Yes, exactly. It was a nice, much needed break. So I give this. I'm gonna give it a strong buy, and it looks just like the art that was in before. So it's very consistent. Very impressed with that. So like I said, strong buy. I'm gonna give it a contender as well. Here's a digital code if you want to check it out for yourself. E for fan, Z for Zilla, M for Mankey, 4, Q for Quill, 6, L for Logan, G for Gurren, L for Lagan, 6, M for Moke, and then G for Gosh. That's a lot of contenders already. All right, on to Moon Knight, number 7. It's writer Jeff Lemire, artist Francesco Francavilla, and James Sticco. That's it. Now, man, this one, I feel like you have to read the recap page because this is some tripping balls stuff here.
It is always trippy.
So now you have this. It's this one mostly. This issue focuses on the kind of like Star Wars-ish stuff, with Moon Knight, and he's a pilot, and he has the Knights versus the Lunars or the Wolves.
Oh, so it's still the whole movie thing.
Yeah, and it's that, but then it also weaves through where he's the cabbie, and his co-pilot is getting taken out, and it's weird because it weaves into he gets into a car accident, and then his passenger is getting taken, gets hurt in the accident, but then like he disappears, and dude, it is just insane, and it's just like
This looks like trade to me. Trade material for me.
it is definitely trade material, but I feel like I'm so in deep at this point that I have to keep going. You know, it's brilliant. That's all I know. It's trippy. It's crazy. I don't know where it's going, what it's doing, but I'm down for the ride because I just know that I'm in it for the long haul, and I know that for the long run, I know that it's when
It's gonna be gold.
It's yes, when it's completely done, and as the more it gives you, you go like, okay, all right, this is you're getting breadcrumbs, but it's
Hansel
just
and
like
Gretel, man. Hansel and Gretel.
it's just mind blowing. Another strong buy, another contender.
Jeez, every book so far has been a
It's just
strong buy
insane.
contender.
That's all I
This
get.
has been a good week, man.
That's how I be. Okay, I don't get no trash. That's why this is the best podcast that exists, because that's
Ever.
all we review is strong buy. Well, that's all I review. That's all I review. That's all I review. Okay.
I don't know about that. There have been a couple of skims since I've been around.
So, anyways, on to Old Man Logan,
Old Man
number 12.
Logan. It was great.
Writer Jeff Lemire, artist Andre Sorrentino, color artist Marcelo Maiolo. And it's Old Man Logan, The Last Ronin, Part 4, The Old Man and the Boy. This one picks up where it left off, and it's Wolverine, and he's having to talk to this kid, and he doesn't, like I said, he doesn't want to kill him.
Huh.
Because he...
I don't want to pop his claws.
He's not a...
He's not a killer anymore.
Well,
He's
he
not a
is.
beast.
He is.
He's not a beast.
He is, but he doesn't. That's one of his bugaboos. He doesn't like to kill women,
Kids.
or children. And so yeah, and this kid is really powerful, and you find out about his powers. How like actually as he gets older, he loses his powers.
Does he like have like a third eye? It was like really weird.
Yeah, he does, and that's why how he can see their past, or their future, or just their history entirely, and like he will not fight this kid. And this kid is just destroying him, but he has no problem, and he's just trying to tell him like, hey, these people are manipulating you, and then
Elektra kills him.
But Deathstrike has no problem.
That's Deathstrike.
Yes.
Okay.
Deathstrike has no problem attacking this kid. So, but yeah. So it's still going, and right now Logan and Deathstrike, they have the power play. But once again, are they going to call Logan's bluff? The thing is even if they do call Logan's bluff, there's still Deathstrike, and she would do it because she's a cold, hard B.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, strong buy.
Strong buy?
It's fantastic. It's contender, man. It
Yeah,
looks
that's what I was gonna
amazing.
say.
The story is super interesting, and
I kind of jumped into it at this point because I've been off and on throughout this.
This is also the news when Wolverine or Logan
Finds out
from
Maureen
the other his other
passed or whatever.
from the other timeline or universe or whatever, where he got the word that his wife is pregnant. So
Little Demon Logan
as well as she finds out that he could
pop his claws.
Yes. And he says, like, never again. I didn't want you to see that, and stuff, because it did scare her,
Yep.
It's scary.
But it saved your life.
Yeah, so strong buy, like I said, and contender. And
Likewise.
here's another digital code. F for Familia, C for Carlos, M for Mamon, 6, G for Javier, or not G, J. J for Javier.
J for Javier.
Q for Quintana, 5, J for Javier, W for...
Whiskey.
Sure.
Always whiskey.
R for Ricardo, I for Inca, and then 4.
Ignacio.
Sure. Yeah. Even better. Even better.
You gotta stick with the Latin sound.
I tried, but I'm slow in the head, you know?
Slow on the uptake. You need some coffee, man.
Yes, no, nope, I don't, you know, coffee is for the weak-minded and the weak-willed.
And I am very weak right now.
But, on to Power Man and Iron Fist, number 9. It's a Civil War II tie-in.
Written by David E. F. Walker. Artist is Sanford Green and Flaviano. And John Roush.
Rauch as the color artist.
Yep. It was pretty good. It was kind of the next issue after the prison. You know, Iron Fist getting stuck in the prison.
Well, Captain Marvel shows up and her crew starts trashing this prison, so then inmates start escaping.
Yeah.
And it's great. I love how
Captain Marvel causes what the Vision she sees.
yes, she's the one that causes it. And it's crazy too because all the while, like I feel like Power Man, Luke Cage. I don't know. They don't call it Luke Cage in Iron Fist or Luke Cage and Danny Rand. But anyways, I don't. He's just taking hits because he's trying to talk to them and go, "Will you stop? Like stop!
Shut up a minute.
Stop the fighting so that you're just making it worse." He's seeing it, right? He's seeing it for what it is, and he's calling her out, and it just pisses her off more, which causes more fighting, and it just
And then you have Senor Magica
pulling out this demon that's like
So
this
awesome.
demon spell from this tablet thing. It's great, man.
Senor Magico is just that just makes the comic.
He's
man.
fantastic. He really does.
Marvel, get us a Senor Magico a comic, like at least a 5-issue limited run. I'd buy the hell out of it.
It is hilarious. But yeah, then these inmates start getting out, and it's just pure madness. And it's crazy because, you know, Luke does end up getting them to stop and, you know, telling them his piece. But then he also tells Danny Rand, like, maybe this is my fault because this was legitimately, like, one of the things that I was contemplating on doing. Like, I thought about doing this. I didn't know what else to do. And he's like, I thought it, and then he had visions of it, and here we are. And he's like, even though I'm not breaking you out, this happened maybe because I just thought about doing it.
Yeah.
So he does blame her for being like, well, if you hadn't attacked, this wouldn't have happened. But I also
all
thought
cool.
it up too, so, you know, maybe I am at fault. So I that right there, that's why I love Luke Cage, because he's a man who can see both sides. He can look at, you know, the enemy and tell them what's wrong with them, but he can also look within himself and go, what's wrong with me? And those right there, the fact that he's willing to take responsibility, you know, as well, signs of a great leader.
Yes.
And that's why I loved when he
This
was the
is
leader
of
of
New Avengers.
New Avengers.
Oh
And
yeah.
I want him back because I know he's like he told like Jessica, you know, oh, I'm not going to do that anymore. You know, we have a daughter we need to worry about.
Yeah, but
it's like, dude, that's you.
No, we need the heroes for hire, but we need it as a collective.
Yes.
That's what we need. We
Yeah.
need Misty Knight in there.
Mhm.
We need Night Nurse in there. We need a lot of the Marvel Knights in there.
Which this is essentially Heroes for Hire because the bad guys that are getting, or they used to be bad guys, but they're not anymore. They're being, you know, people are going after them.
Yeah.
And so one of the bad guys does hire them, you know, to protect them and figure out this thing. So that's essentially why this thing, thing happened.
For me, it's a strong buy. It's a contender. It was a great issue. Visually, I enjoyed it. It was very appeasing in my eyes. I thought it was a knockout, man.
For sure, me too. It was brilliant. Like I said, I love Luke Cage. I mean, Danny Rand is great too, but I feel like this was mostly focused.
It needs to start focusing on the Iron Fist a little bit more.
Yeah.
So we can start fleshing out his character to prep for the Iron Fist
The show, yeah. Which, I don't know, we have time, I think.
Yeah, we just got until March.
But, saving digital code as well as other ones that I didn't give away for the
Vlogcast.
Talking Nerdy Vlogcast.
We got Han Solo number 4.
Yes.
I did not catch this one.
No, it's Marjorie Liu as the writer, who also writes Monstrous. Mark Brooks is the artist. Sonia Obach and Matt Mia as colors. And so we have this humanoid white tiger here who's like holding them up and is like, hey, you know, telling Chewbacca, like, you killed my daughter and Han's like, that wasn't even your real daughter. Like, that was this other thing going on. And then these other people show up, and this person's like, oh, hey, my mom's the one that actually came up with this race, and here's the reason why, you know. And it's like to connect people and stuff, and to be bigger, you know, something bigger than yourself and stuff. And then these other people, they're like, oh, but this person turns out that they're one of the rebel spies. But
rebel scum.
But the thing is one of the rebel spies is a mole, but they don't know which one, and they're like, "Hey, don't leave," you know. And but the next thing for the race is starting, and they're like, "You gotta stay because the next person is here." And he's like, "Well, we gotta go too." And he's like, he pushes it like literally to like the last second until they get qualified to wait for these people who are getting chased by troopers. But somebody is on board at this point. Now they have all the spies, but one of them is a mole. And now we have to figure out who it is and why and everything like that. And it's intense. I mean, it's crazy.
It's Star
good.
Wars.
It's Star Wars. It's
Han.
It's Han. It's great. Yeah, it is Han, and it is Chewie, and it's great, man. It's fantastic. I totally dig it. I give it a strong buy, as well as a contender. It's super intense. I'm really loving this series. So yeah. And here's a digital code for those that want to check it out.
Ooh.
Or for one lucky person out there. Or skilled, I'm not sure. One or the other, maybe.
Yeah, maybe they're hacking this live feed we're doing.
Smart person. Yeah, this live feed.
Yeah.
So yeah, here's a digital code. 4, H for hotel, G for George, C for Carl, 6, E for Echo, Q for Quill, I think it's O for Oscar, X for X-ray, B for Bravo, P for Pietro, and D for Delta.
And now we have Vader, number 25, final issue.
Yes.
Kieron Gillen? Kieron, is that how you say it? Kieron?
Kieron or Kieran, I'm not sure.
Kieron Gillen's the writer. The artist was Salvatore La Rocca. And the colors done by Edgar Delgado. Delgado.
All right, this is $5.99.
Oh,
so it's like a double issue.
Totally freaking worth it, man.
And it's loaded,
37 pages on my end. That's without ads and stuff.
Yeah, and Vader
so many
goes against
covers, man.
Silo, and it's so awesome. Like,
so many good covers, man.
Don't underestimate the power of the Force.
Yup.
Oh my gosh. And then, on top of that, we have Afra, and she narked on Vader to the Emperor. And the Emperor's like, I'm impressed by this. Yeah, you impressed the hell out of me.
You created an army. You got rid of your rivals. You did all this behind my back. I didn't know about
without me even knowing.
Dude, you're awesome. A score,
he's
man.
Like,
Here, have a beer.
And he's like all out of anger and hatred for me. I kind of feel like he's kind of saying like, you have completed your training.
Yep.
Like 100%.
You're worthy.
Like, at this point, the Emperor needs to be worrying about his life from Vader, because
Vader's powerful.
The apprentice is like on par with the master. So
he puts Dr. What's her name?
Afra into an airlock.
Oh, man. She gets sucked out.
Yes, and that was awesome,
and
too.
We don't see the end of Afra. No. Afra survives. And that was just
spoiler alert.
Epic. I don't care.
No, but that is like essentially the second story, is that she has the robots, and then I don't know, then they had another story about like some Tusken Raider that had survived. No. So essentially, like, they now the Tusken Raiders now worship Vader.
Yeah, he's a god because he killed them all. So they just straight up.
So I don't know. I kind of felt like,
why?
I didn't need that, and
it's like you just totally destroyed the idea of Isherod Head.
That was a waste to me. Like,
they could have had this opportunity to bring in Isherod Head from the Legends line and done it right here, and it'd been perfect. But no.
I have no idea who that is, and I feel like I should.
Yeah, I've read a
Since
lot of
I'm a
the expanded.
hardcore.
I've read all the expanded material, if not
Um,
most of it. So
but yeah, I mean, it looks good, and it was. But I was just like, why did I need this? I would have been fine with making it $1 cheaper and not having this. Like
yeah,
it just
I'll agree with that.
that was so.
It was still worth the money.
It still puts a little hankering on it for me. Like I said, it puts a little hankering on it for me. So
it's beautiful.
I mean, the rest of it, fantastic, phenomenal, superb. Great. It's Vader, and I can't wait to see more. I want to see if they do like an in between of the next movie, but Vader, because I want more Vader. Like this was easily. I think this is the best of all the Star Wars stuff, easily. So strong by contender, but
Strong by contender.
I just, you know,
It's a good ending, man. It's a good ending for that comic.
Indeed.
So I have one more Marvel book
okay.
that we have not covered. I have Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man event, Dead No More, the Clone Conspiracy Numero Uno, and it is written by Dan Slott. Jim Cheung is doing the pencils. John Dale did the inks, and Justin Hanser did the colors. And we pretty much pick up with Jay Senior, his funeral, whatnot. Everybody's there consoling him. Spider-Man's like, I've been through a lot of deaths, Stacy's and all that good stuff. And Jonah just gets pissed. Hey, you could have saved him. You could have saved my dad, but you didn't. And then the little short girl, she's there. I can never remember her freaking name. And they're discussing, the genetics and the clone guy or the guy that got the body parts from the explosion a couple issues back.
Yeah.
So they're investigating and find out he's gone missing. So they trace him, and they find him in this little
Bacta tank.
Bacta tank. But he's nothing but brain, eyes, nerves. That's it. Brain, eyes, nerves. And then we get the reveal that the Jackal, or Miles Warren, is alive, and he's working with the Sinister Six and whatnot. We have a nice little scuffle there. And then we find the Gwen Stacy. Gwen Stacy is revealed.
The clone.
Well, they're still saying it's not a clone. That it's the
original clone. Come on.
They're saying it's the original.
No, come on. We know it's the clone. We know it's a clone.
So, and then there's a second part to it. It's The Night I Died by Dan Slott, Ron Perez, John Dale, Edgar Delago, and basically everybody else that was on the previous part. And it tells us this story of the night that Gwen Stacy died from Gwen Stacy's point of view. And it goes through, it even says that while Peter was talking to the Goblin, she was unconscious and couldn't move, but she was hearing it. And she wakes up during the conversation. She finds out that Peter is Spider-Man right there on the bridge, and it just kind of breaks her heart. And then, of course, she falls.
Insult to injury, man.
I know. She falls, and then, snap. It kind of happens. It's Gwen Stacy. And then she wakes up in a regeneration pod with the new Jackal, which is the guy with the metal Jackal face. And, man, she sees her dad. And, come on, her dad's dead. Period. He's dead. So, yeah. It ends really weird. So I'm going to continue reading this because I was one of the few 6 people in the world that enjoyed the 1990s Spider-Man clone stuff from start to finish. So, yeah, I'm going to continue reading this. Strong buy for me, not a contender, though.
Okay, all right. And you know what that means, senor? It means it's time for a commercial break.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Time to talk about Twin Sons Comics and Games.
Yes. Oh, man. Dude, I went there the other day. I picked up a ton of Age of Apocalypse stuff. Like in sets, in single issues. I mean, I walked out of there with like $30 worth of comics. And dang, I am so happy. I just need to go through and do my checklist and make sure I'm not missing any of my Age of Apocalypse stuff.
Uh-huh.
And, yeah, they were great.
The full collection of Age of Apocalypse is like almost $200,
yep.
Like in trade.
In trade. So I think I spent less than $50 on my current collection.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Sweet deal.
And I was talking with the guy there. I can't remember his freaking name to save my life, but We were talking about the Pokemon cards, how there's new Pokemon cards going to be released on the 29th on Halloween Comic Book Day. So please support your local comic book store and check and see if they are doing the Halloween Comic Book Festival this year. That is on October the 29th, I believe. So check out your local area for that. Plug.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. Yeah, they'll be having stuff going on.
But yeah, we were talking about the card games, when stuff's coming out. Wife was looking for the steampunk stuff. Yeah, it was great. Kids had a great time just looking through what was there and
All
some
the
of the comics.
statues
Yeah.
and the board games and the figurines that they have.
They were really interested in the Funkos.
Yeah, they have like a lot of Funko Pops there. All kinds of graphic novels, comics. They have shirts too. Clothing, hoodies. All kinds of stuff,
Yeah.
man. It's crazy. If you're into any kind of
Anything.
like card gaming, tabletop gaming, that's where it is.
They have several tables set up in the back area so you can game to your heart's consent.
Yeah, they're open late too. They're open like usually from 11 to 12. So at night, so it's where the gaming never ends,
Yes.
Tabletop gaming, that is. So definitely check them out. And they are located at a place in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's near...
So that Wex.
Yeah.
Because that was a big pain just trying to park near that Wex.
Yeah.
I can't remember the cross street either.
It's near Coors and Montano.
Yeah.
Near there. So,
near that little shopping area there.
North of that. But yeah, make sure you check them out. Follow them on Facebook. I think they also have an Instagram where they post stuff. So, make sure you check them out and you're on the up and up with them because they're great.
Yep. Definitely got to go back there.
Ready?
Back to the Rebirth. So we have All-Star Batman number 3. Scott Snyder did the script. Ramita did the pencils. Danny, what's his name?
Miki as inks, and then Dean White as colors.
Yeah.
That does the first story, and I've been saying this whole time, like, Ramita is an acquired taste, and I feel like
I acquired it.
The taste has been acquired.
Yeah.
I think it's a combination of Ramita has just gotten it down.
Yeah.
Like he is just at peak performance at this point because
KG
the characters don't look
beast.
They don't look as blocky, and
Yeah.
square. They're more, it's just his craft is just honed on these characters, and it's so interesting. And I've always found the idea of Harvey Dent, of Two-Face, to be very interesting because there's those split personalities, yes, and they essentially battle each other constantly. And then we see this killer, and man, this Batman is just so hardcore. He just takes so many hits, but he gives it to. And I love in this one how they start involving Duke into it. He shows up for assistance, and that was cool. And then how this Batman.
I just love how KGB's just took out the Royal Flush Gang in like 2 seconds.
Yes,
That was so pimp.
that was so cool. But yeah, it's because of that thing, with Harvey and Two-Face ends up going bad for him. And it ends on this cliffhanger that's just so crazy.
I just love the reintroduction of Harold.
The ties into the past, too. That was cool.
Yeah. Harold was such a great character during the Nightfall era. And he was I just get to see him back.
And then the second story, The Cursed Wheel, Part 3, with Scott Schneider, then Declan Shalvey as pencils and inks, and Jordi Belair on colors. This one you get like backstory on Duke as a kid and stuff. And he's getting more into this. He's starting to do like the heavy detective work, for this case. And I think he knows what's going on with this lady of why Zaz. I don't know if he's letting her live or, what's going on. But it's brilliant because I don't know where it's going. And I love that. I love it. I love it. This is definitely this is the smarter one. Like I said, now that I know that Schneider is doing what he's doing, this is so much easier for me to read, and it's just so brilliant. This one doesn't have Batman in it, but
Hey, he doesn't need
that's
it.
fine.
It doesn't need it right now.
It has the touches of Batman.
Yeah, it's got his fingerprints.
Exactly, all over it. So
did you do it like you did last time and have it where you read one and then read to another comic and then came back to it, or?
I don't think that I read another comic. I just took a break. I just took like a quick break. Like maybe I think I watched like some YouTube videos or something, and then I watched this, and then I read the second story. So it wasn't long though. It was just a small break. But either way, I felt like this one really, because it had Duke in it, it flowed better too. In the first part. So if we're grading both separately, I give both a strong buy and both a contender. But as a collection, it's still a strong buy and contender, obviously.
Yeah.
If they're separately that way as well. So like I said, Romita is killing it on the art right now. I feel like he's really hit his stride, and I think that makes a big difference on the book as a whole, but also separately.
Strong buy, contender for me as well. I'll agree with that. Knocking it. So we got Birds of Prey numero tres by Julie Benson and Shauna Benson, who were the writers.
Which those two ladies have been retweeting, liking the tweet that we sent out, as well as commenting back to us.
Nice.
For the thanks. And so that's tip of the hat to you ladies. Appreciate that.
The art is done by Claire Rowe. And Rouge Antonio is the artist doing the flashbacks. And the Alan Pasquala did the colors.
Pasalaqua.
Yeah. And basically this is a canary-centric.
This is
very good story. I mean,
it's mostly like her backstory, because she was an orphan.
And she was an Oliver Twist.
And I loved it. It was so wonderful. I loved the focus on her. I thought it was a little weird that the focus was on her, considering that the rest of the comic doesn't really focus on her.
No.
So I felt like, why now? Like, why this connection?
It's character development, so we can get attached to her.
But nonetheless, yeah, that it worked.
Oh yeah.
And it's great because she runs away because her foster father was abusive. She runs away. Then she gets this new foster father and sensei teaching her stuff, and then she also learns her ability, like, in doing so. And I really, because I always thought I wasn't sure if it was like is she a mutant? Is she born with this? Like, what is her, like, is it technology, like how she has her powers? I would never understood. So for me, I loved this story even more. So
yeah, it was a great origin.
I love the character, and the story is moving along, twists and turns.
Still trying to find Oracle.
And oh man, it keeps getting better. This one, same thing, man. I really feel like it's really hitting its stride in so many different ways. Like you said, character development, getting, enveloped in these characters. I just can't wait to get some Helena Bertinelli.
Yeah.
That's the only lady I feel like we really need
some backstory
to delve into a little more. And
strong buy, contender for me.
Yes.
Man, that was great. Great issue.
And I love too how what this also comes down to is ladies. This is a ladies, running stuff in this. And I like it because that's also a similar theme in Luke Cage, that they are, like, they're the stronger, really, So the way I see it. Strong buy, contender. I mean, come on,
dude. We've been knocking it out the park with these books today, man.
Yes, we have. I've been helping orchestrate all this.
Yeah, this is our inputs creating this great content.
I feel like you're kind of being like the people that like say, like,
hey, do this, make it good.
Yeah, we've been telling them the whole time. You guys should do this. You should do that.
You never
know. Maybe they're taking note.
With the comics that we read, the artists and the story writers, they need to make them better. So
I also feel like we're Monday morning quarterbacks or whatever, too. We're also that. We're also, we're like with our team and we're going, yeah, we've got to win.
Yeah.
And it's like, I did not play, but yet I take ownership of that win because I like the team, whatever.
So we have
Anyways,
Green Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps number 6. So it's the part 6 of Sinestro's Law, written by Robert Venditti. Penciler is Rafa Sandoval. Inker is Jordi
Tartaglia.
what he just said. And colors by Tomu Mori?
Tomei Murray? I think, I don't know.
Tomu Mori? Whatever his name is. All right. Dude, if you're listening, I'm sorry.
Yes.
But anyway, on to the book. We have Hal just going at Warworld. And
He shows up again.
a freaking fleet,
and he's like,
man.
He has a fleet, and I love it. I love it. This is what Green Lanterns are about. This is what Hal Jordan is about, right?
Military.
Here.
Air Force.
Creating things, creating constructs like this, like a whole fleet of planes to go against an army of yellow lanterns. And then
they start putting Guy Garner through torture.
Oh, yes.
To go into the fear engine. And he's like, dude, bring it on. Come on. I'm going to shove my foot up here. And then he's just in a ton of pain. Man.
Yes, it's scary. But then at the same time, you have Sinestro, and he's ramping up power. Because the power levels are just increasing.
They get to like 1,000% or something like that?
Yes! It's madness. And then, but you also have the core going like, okay, we're going to take the fight to them. So, once again, man, this is another issue where I expected one thing,
and got
something else.
And it was still fine.
But was not disappointed in the least. In fact, I was impressed, and I was, like, super impressed, with what they're doing. Hal Jordan is a beast, and I just loved it. He's in one of his constructs flying the jet. That was so cool. Yeah, it's just so great. Like, every little piece of it
Loved
is just brilliant and fantastic and so good. And it's I cannot wait for the next issue. And it looks so amazing.
This needs to come out every 2 weeks, period.
Doesn't it?
Does it come off weeks that Green Lanterns doesn't come out?
I think so.
I don't know. I can't keep track of it anymore.
I think so.
I need to start making a schedule or something.
So,
Strong by Contender.
Faux show.
Yep. So now we have The Flash, number 6.
8.
Oh, it's number 8? Okay. Joshua Williamson is writing. Carmine
Giandomenico.
He did the art. Ivan Pascalina did the colors. Gosh, I can't see his. And Steve Wands did the letters, whatnot. And, man, good issue, man. Just that front splash page. I may have to post that on the Facebook page a little bit, but we are pretty much looking at the resolution to the current arc. And we have Wally manifesting and being calm with the Speed Force and becomes the Kid Flash using basically Wally's old costume.
Yes.
Like he used to manifest. He used to manifest costumes out of the Speed Force.
No way.
Yeah, so that's kind of what happened, but he only found this out when Wally was calm, when he was at peace. When he was one with the Force, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So we got the two of them kind of taking on Godspeed, and well...
Yeah, they partner up, and they come
ass.
with this plan, and it's so good, it's so great. As well as, oh man, I think the most heartbreaking thing, though, was... Barry going to
Star Labs
to Godspeed and saying,
"Oh yeah,
dude, you were wrong. You
killed an innocent man.
You killed an innocent man.
You did all that for nothing.
And but I will find your brother's killer." And he's just like, "I hate you so much." And then Wally comes out to his aunt and explains the whole thing. And this is the person that Flash has been looking for, though, which is Wally.
Yeah.
That help that he needs. But there's a teaser into what's to come, and I'm so interested, and I can't wait to find out what it is. It looks amazing. It's
a
so
nice little whisper.
Yes, indeed. Well put. Well said. So it's great, and also I loved at the beginning, though, how he talked about, I should have known that he was him from the beginning because of the way that he was talking, but I didn't because He's my friend and everything.
Yep.
So good. Strong by contender.
Strong by contender. This was gold, man. This was great. And then the teaser for the next issue was the Kid Flash of Two Worlds. That was the teaser for the next issue.
Yes.
So take what you like from that, because Kid Flash of Two Worlds should speak wonders to you. So we have Detective Comics number 942.
Yep, it's Night of the Monster Men Part 6.
Steve
I
Orlando.
think it's the conclusion.
I don't know. Steve Orlando and James
Tignon.
Thank you. The fourth did the story. Steve Orlando did the script. Andy McGraw did the art. And the colors are by John Rush.
Epic.
Yes.
I feel like that's it. That's my review. No.
I'm done. I'm done.
That's it. Epic. We have, the watchtowers, and they're all attacking this monster.
And they got like the symbols of each person piloting them.
Yes. You have...
It's like Power Ranger buildings.
Yeah, exactly. You have Hugo Strange, and he's all buff, and he's like, I'm going to become the new Batman. And like, he is getting into Batman's head. And essentially he's made this thing where, what is it? If you hit him, he dies, and he won't kill, so he can't hit him. So he has to find another way around it. And then Dick to the rescue. He gets inside it. Dick gets inside it and destroys it from the inside out. Dick literally beats this thing's guts, right?
Yep.
And it's messy. It's messy. It makes a big mess.
And the Justice League cleans it up.
Yeah, the Justice League helps with the cleanup. I love too that Batman gets inside Hugo's head, and what this also came down to is to Dick being a great Dick. Essentially, being a great detective is how he figured this out and came up with this plan and was able to.
He did what Tim would have done.
Yeah.
And then he did it a little bit better than Tim.
Yeah.
Although Tim probably would have figured it out like a week ago, but still.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Because it took forever for Dick to figure out the psychology thing behind it.
Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah.
And all the other stuff too, because he's just all around genius. Biological stuff, chemical.
Yep.
Everything. So. It was superb. It looked so great. Once again, like this rain, the rain elements, and just the whole art was just
beautiful,
so mind blowing, and great conclusion. I'm not exactly sure though because it was a great story, but I don't know if I should keep getting it because of what came before. I was not very happy with.
So you don't know what it's going to be like.
I don't know.
So
I probably will give it a try.
Give it a 2-issue try and
at least I'll give it a 1-issue try.
A 1-issue try, okay.
I'll give it a 1-issue try.
I'll probably continue on because I'm enjoying the Bat stuff, man. I've enjoyed it.
But strong buy and also contender.
Likewise, strong buy contender. We have Action Comics 965.
965.
And it is written by Dan Jurgens. Steve Segovia did the pencils. Art Diebert did the inks. And Erf
Prianto
did the colors. And we have the fraud or the faking of Lois Lane.
Now this one focused on Lois Lane, and she's replacing the previous Lois Lane
who died in Superwoman number 1.
Superwoman 1. Yes.
We find out why here in a little bit.
And she's seeing all the differences and everything like that, and it's really cool. And she's like, I need to get out there.
Quite a astute person. I mean, she's very observant. People that know her, people she recognizes, she kind of picks up things really quickly.
And she just plays it, like...
Especially the Clark Kent, where she's like, oh, yeah, Clark. You're not Clark. I know you're not Clark. But I can't let you on to know that you're not Clark, because then you'll know that I'm with Clark, and yeah. It's really weird. But man, this was great.
But there's still Superman weaved throughout this. So it's not just Lois Lane and, the Lex stuff too. That just it wraps up the whole entirety of this new universe, I feel like. We also have the introduction reintroduction, sort of,
Lana.
or at least in this, Lana as Superwoman. I know that's a spoiler right there. I feel bad for that, but
it's still being a great.
it doesn't lessen it.
Yeah.
It's a great
This is
reveal, and
great,
it was
man.
so awesome. And I was wondering at one point it was going to happen anyways, because it's like they were partners as Superwomen, so
Yeah.
it had to be addressed at some point. Didn't think he was going to be in this though, so.
Yeah. It was really good. It was really good.
Yeah, really, it's like it's crazy how good this was considering that yes, there was Superman, but it's not exactly focused on that, and it's called Action Comics, and there really wasn't very much action.
No, there wasn't much action, but there was plot. There was good plot though.
Yes.
This was a great, piece, kind of following up what was previously done. The story arc previously, which was what, the Doomsday one, or was that the Cyborg Super or the Eradicator? I got the two mixed up. I think this was the Doomsday one.
I think so.
Yeah, it was
I think
Doomsday,
the
and then
previous
the farm.
issue was
It was
Clark Kent.
Yeah, Clark Kent and his
The two issues.
The two issues of who is Clark Kent. And then we have replacing of Lois Lane, so it's great. And on to Superman stuff. I got Supergirl #2, which was written by Steve Orlando.
Wait, what? That came out?
Oh yeah.
What?
Let me check you out the covers here, man.
No way.
That's Supergirl #2.
I can't believe I missed that.
It was really good. Written by Steve Orlando, artist by Brian Ching, colors done by Mike Avett, and Steve Wands did the letters. And we kind of have the cyborg Jor-El. I mean, not Jor-El, Zor-El, that's his name. And he's claiming to be Supergirl's dad and being, a Kryptonian cyborg. And they kind of duke it out, fight it out, whatnot. And then it's just a little growing pains for Supergirl, You have it cutting back to, the prison. You have it cutting to her interviewing for Cat Grant. I mean, this is early in Supergirl's career, so... I mean, it's a great human piece. I enjoyed the art. We have a flashback back to Krypton, and we get to see some of that where, the cyborg Jor-El is telling his story, whatnot. And it's just flash back and forth, and it is just great, beautiful art. Pick it up. This is a strong buying contender for me.
Right on. I'm really sad I missed that. I didn't. Damn.
And, then I also picked up, Superwoman #3.
Oh yeah, I skipped that one.
It was okay. I mean, it was good for what it was. I mean, it feels like it's leading somewhere as opposed to actually being somewhere. But it's written by Phil Jimenez.
Yeah.
Pencils by Immacula Lupicino. Inks by Ray McCarthy. Colors by Hi-Fi. And you just basically have a little story where Steel and Superwoman, or Lana, whatever you want to call her, are kind of going after this. Lex is kind of caught by Lena Luthor and her little evil, Ultra Woman, clones, whatever they are. Mm-hmm. She's got a father box or something like that, and Luthor's like, why you got a father box? I mean, come on now. So they're dealing with Atomic Skull, and I guess that's who this is. And they take him out and take care of him, and Luthor is still kind of pinned up at the end of the issue, and they team up with the Skull. Hey, this is going on. And then we see Lena Luthor transform into the Power Armor. Oh, so good. So we have a bald Lena Luthor in the Power Armor with the father box on her, man. It's just great.
That's awesome.
So, yeah. This was a strong buy. This was a contender. I enjoyed the heck out of this.
Now I regret skipping it.
Yeah, so the Superwoman is going to deal with the Lena Luthor side of things. Supergirl is going to be dealing with the Zor-El, Cyborg, Superman type thing going on there. We have Lex going to be kind of going between Superwoman and Action Comics and Superman probably. Mm-hmm. And this is just going to be great tie-ins. This has got very big potential coming up.
Yeah.
Remember how Night of the Monster Men was? I have a feeling we're going to get something like that with all the super titles.
That would be great. That would be fantastic.
It's going to go from Action Comics to Supergirl to Superwoman to Superman, back to Action Comics, and so forth and so on until we get a conclusion. So, great. So, it's time. It's time.
It is time.
We're going to announce our runners-up and back in bags of the week.
Oh.
And this week, as you can tell, is really, really tough.
Literally
Except for
a
Pablo
whole
here,
stack.
because he's automatically going to pick up that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's just going to happen. I mean, put money on that right quick.
I am predictable. I don't know.
Yeah, put money on that.
Okay.
But what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that The Flash #8 is my runner-up. The Flash #8 is my runner-up. That was such a great story. It was a great conclusion, and then the cliffhanger at the end. It was like, dude, you killed the wrong person. You screwed up, and you're still a speedster, and you still screwed up. So, yeah, that leaves a future plot out for there. But I have to say that my back and bag of the week. My back and bag of the week had to be Action Comics 965. I'm sorry. The slow piece with Lois Lane giving her the new 52 treatment and her trying to fit in that world and knowing all her previous knowledge and trying to fit into a character that's already there. It's like she's the greatest actress in the world.
Yeah.
And it felt fantastic. It was a slow story. It felt like home. It felt like that almost like the slice of life type stuff from a couple weeks ago. It felt like that again. It was a great story. Great story.
Well, as you said, I am predictable, and as predictability goes, my runner-up is Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps #6. Like I said, man, I just love this book.
Oh, yeah.
It's so great.
That was tied for my runner-up, man.
All of it, like I said, I've always wondered why you do not have stuff like this all the time when it comes to the art. Like, oh yeah, why wouldn't you just have a Green Lantern who can have a fleet of spaceships or planes or whatever on his own? You know what I mean? Like, why would you not have that? And why would you not illustrate that? That's perfect. Like, as an artist, why would you want to do that? And I feel like this is the title where they're finally capitalizing on that. You don't see it, like, I feel like they don't do that very much in the movies. They don't, like, whether it's animated or it's live action. Because they had some dumb stuff in the live action movie.
Yeah, including animated suits.
It was weak. But, and just like everything about this, that was
a great issue.
We covered it.
Yes, we loved it.
And then, of course, TMNT. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Called it.
Can't go wrong. That is my back and bag of the week, #63. And like I said, Casey Jones is now in charge of the Purple Dragons, and they all have his mask, but with the Purple Dragon on the face mask. And I'm like, yes, this is so awesome. Especially since I just bought that mask, and I'm going to try to do the Casey Jones from the animated show, but so I'm going to spray paint it on there so it looks like his. I'm not sure if I should do the face paint yet, though.
Yeah.
Because that seems like a lot of work. Yeah. Well, I mean, the guy liner I'm going to have to do, but I mean, I'm talking about like the whole face paint under the mask. Because it's probably going to get sweaty and run off, under that mask. But it would be cool, though, then I wouldn't have to wear the mask all the time. Because I'm also going to wear it for Santa Fe Comic-Con.
That's coming up real soon, bud.
So, yeah, it is. And I have my Kylo Ren coming. I got the helmet with the voice changer,
Nice.
It's not the full helmet, it's the half helmet. But I got that one specifically, well, for one, it's cheaper because it's like half the price. Less than half the price because it was like $33 for the half helmet with voice changer, right? The full helmet with voice changer is like $70 to $80. Which it's like, that's things, it's like, if it's that much, yeah, I'll probably wear it like once, twice a year, but it's more like for looks, really, than anything else.
It's kind of like what you put on a mannequin in your hallway.
Yes.
And, go from there and
you
kind of
just put up for looks, yeah. But also that, I want to be able to take my mask off pretty easily, So that's the other reason, because I was like, I don't want to have to take that thing on and off and not, have to, set it down in the
sand,
in the
ashes,
in the ashes of my enemies, So, but yeah, that's what we have coming up, and as well as I'm going to do a Luke Cage Talking Nerd vlogcast. And I'm going to throw in a little cosplay on that. Just a little, not much.
Dude, we got
I've
to do
been
that together.
super busy with...
Did you catch all the Gangstar references in the titles of those episodes?
I did not.
Every title of Luke Cage's series is named after a Gangstar track.
I didn't know.
Yeah, see? That's why we got to do this together, man.
We do. Well, that's the thing is we need to just do a Talking Nerdy podcast that is
It's just
full-blown,
nerdy.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, well, we have to do that sometime soon.
Definitely.
Yeah, because we got a lot to cover. I mean, we got Luke Cage out. We have all the CW shows.
Flash,
We
for
have
sure.
Agents
I
of
haven't watched
S.H.I.E.L.D..
Arrow yet. I feel like there's a few episodes of. I think it's time for me to catch up on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because there's a few episodes out.
Well,
DBZ or DBS.
Yeah,
now.
it's Dragon Ball Super. Oh man,
I heard that's been pretty awesome. So.
Mafuba. That's all I gotta say.
But
Mafuba.
But yeah. I don't know, man. Though I still haven't figured out what I'm going to do for my final third costume yet for Santa Fe Comic-Con.
You could always be Pablo from Talking Nerdy. The show.
No, I could not. I cannot do that.
You can't be Pablo?
No, never.
Oh.
You got to be with the people. You know, you got to be one of the people.
Oh, so you got to be incognito.
You know, so
blended.
Even if I just go with a costume that I've already done, I would at least like to do it with a slight upgrade. You know, so we'll see. Maybe I might. I don't know if you followed the local cosplayer K-Don, but I think she had a post one time where she said a way to do masks really easy is just buy like those cheap ones and then just cut them out the way yourself.
Like the kabuki type mask?
Yeah, so I might do that and just cut it so that it's my own Nightwing, you know? I just have to like spray it black, paint it black.
Yeah. Or you can get some green grease paint and just kind of put it over your face like that and be the Arrow.
Yeah, I could, but except his Arrow suit is so intricate, even from the beginning.
No, it was just a green freaking cloth hood.
Was it
It was a cloth hood that went from this point of the arm up to the cowl, and
honestly, you know what? Actually, I'd rather do Arsenal with the hoodie.
Oh yeah,
and just
a
red hoodie and
red domino mask,
and then red domino mask. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If that's out there, I'll do that instead.
Nice.
Yeah, for sure. That's something I've been wanting to do.
Or you could be Luke Cage and have a bunch of bullet holes in your jacket.
You know what? I wanted to do that for my video, but
just take a gun out back and just shoot up a hoodie.
Yeah, but I was like, I don't want to worry the neighbors, by doing that. So I'd have to go out to the Mason. I haven't had time. Like I said, I've been working so much OT, and that's one thing too is
we work. We got a life.
Yes, I want to mention because I know I've been really inconsistent lately with putting out the podcast, and putting out the vlogcast. But it's one of those things where like my days change like every 6 to 8 weeks, so it's really hard, because like now I'm off Sunday, Monday, so it's like for me it works better to just shift everything like 2 days. Which unfortunately my next 2 days are going to be Tuesday, Wednesday. Here in like a few weeks, so hopefully I can still, because I don't want to push it so that they're posted in the middle of the week,
or when the next week's comics come out.
But I think that I'll have enough time in the mornings, or evenings even, to do a little each day so that they still get posted on at the latest a Sunday and a Monday. So that's what I'm doing for right now, and but yeah. I think that's it.
So that was the review and chat for the week of the 12th of October, 2016.
Yes.
And hope you liked us. Please give us a like, comment, subscribe on YouTube, Facebook
Twitter.
community, Twitter, Instagram, Ustream, of course, like if you're watching us now. Tell us how you see us. Tell us how you get our content. Just talk to us. Talk nerdy to us.
Yes.
And keep your eyes hungry for
comics. I'm going to stop the record on this before I stop the broadcast. Or it doesn't matter. I don't know. I think it does the same thing. So... Righteous. I am going to work on So this upcoming week, since we have it, I'm going to be working on
Did
trivia. So Star Wars trivia, I'm going to add Star Wars Force Awakens trivia.
I have the trivia box.
Oh, there's a box?
Uh-huh.
Oh, right on. That would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's.
I've got the back.
Let's do that. I also want to do like Marvel and DC trivia.
I've got Marvel box trivia too.
Shut up! Yes, well then let's just do this stuff. Let's just get that.
Dude, you missed out on the Xenoverse 2 beta, man. Oh, so good.
Oh, I saw that.
So
I thought it was like coming out soon.
It comes out next week. Oh, so good. Oh,
you had it pre-ordered or what?
No, it was free open beta.
Oh, no crap. I didn't know that. I thought it was a pre-order.
No, it was pre-order last week. It was an open beta this week.
Oh, man.
So good.
Do you have the first one?
Yeah. I bought it for like $20 on PlayStation in the end for the entire game and
so
all the DLC.
On the network.
Oh, yeah. I bought it digitally.
Oh, okay.
So I got it. It was everything, including all DLC for $20. I was like,
no crap.
Done.
That's
Take
awesome.
my money. So I've been playing the hell out of that. I'm almost finished with it completely. I got like 6 stages left to undo. And then I started playing the beta, and it brought all my data over. So I was like, sweet!
Nice.
So I get to start with all the perks that I had for like gear-wise on my old character, on my new character. So I kind of just created the same character again.
Right on.
So
right
it
on.
was pretty sweet.
So, well, in that case, since you have the trivia covered on those ends, I guess I'll do some Doctor Who trivia. And the thing is, I want to do trivia.
See, I don't know shit about Doctor Who.
I want to do trivia with people who are in that cosplay. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go to like random strangers.
Hey, Batman, answer the Spider-Man trivia.
I mean, that probably wouldn't be horrible, but...
Well, there's a few times that they crossed over a couple
times. But I mean, like, yeah, because like that, if you see a Batman, you can ask them both Marvel and DC, not one or the other, you could ask them both.
What was the amalgam character of Batman? Characters of Batman?
So I'll start working up other trivia then.
Do you know that?
No, I do not.
So you don't know what the two amalgam characters with Batman in it? You had Bruce Wayne, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and you had Darkclaw, which was Wolverine and Batman merged together.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, it was a great amalgam set. It was during the Marvel vs. DC line back in the day.
So,
yeah,
we'll do that. And then for traveling, I actually just took all 3 days off. So, I think I have the car that's best on...
Yeah, I have Friday, Saturday off.
...mileage, so I'll drive, and then we're also driving the car, the photographer, she'll be carpooling with us.
Cool.
So, I mean, just like, if everybody just pitches in like $5, we should be covered,
I'll probably have it in poker from the week before.
So,
dude, I won like $55 in poker this week. I was like,
nice!
Score!
Right on.
So I love the friendly game of poker we have every couple of Fridays.
Sweetness. That's the thing, man. Like, I gotta work tomorrow for Swing Shift, and I still have to do this frickin' Luke Cage video. So I have to edit this, and I have to do the Luke Cage video, but I need the yellow shirt, and I don't know where, like, because I don't think Savers is open this late. So I went to Goodwill, they didn't have it. I'm also looking for costume stuff.
Before you do your Luke Cage video, check out Mr. Sunday Movies' review of Luke Cage, all the Easter eggs he posts, because he covered all of them. Everything that I caught in there, he got. So I was like, okay, cool. So I'll post it on your wall. Actually,
I like to keep my reviews like vague enough,
but
deep enough, so that people who have seen it could go, yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. Or, if you haven't, you go, oh, dang, I need to check this out. I've been wondering why there's been, like, patches of moisture on this couch. This cat, like, drools.
This video was brought to you by...
Come on. Facebook.
I've been playing Arkham Knight like crazy, too. The story is so good. I mean, the gameplay is top-notch, too. It took me a while to really get into it, but...
Here, I posted it to your Facebook
wall. Games. Huh?
I posted it to your Facebook wall. Just check it out before you do your review. That way, if you see any things that you did not pick up, like the Gangstar references and stuff,
Yeah.
because I'm huge into hip hop of the '90s, and this really pulled off a lot of the
Yeah,
hip
the
hop.
music was so.
Dude,
like,
that
they even
fucking
had
Method Man up there.
Yes,
was
Method
just
Man! I
tight.
was like, that is awesome!
That's
And then
so
he
tight.
does the rap, and I was like, that is sick,
And he puts
dude.
it in universe.
Yes.
Because he talks about Iron Man, there ain't no Iron Man to save us all. And they talk about, Thor and, his magic, hammer. I mean,
It was awesome, dude. I was like,
Luke
this
Cage
is...
was the shit. I'm so ready for Iron Fist.
I honestly feel like Luke Cage, and I don't think...
It wasn't as good as Jessica Jones.
Well, here's the thing. I think that Luke Cage is the best, and here's my reason. I don't think everyone's going to agree with me, because I think that Luke Cage is the smartest of all of the shows so far. It's the smartest one.
Mm-hmm.
So, now people may not agree with